Well, my board's full again, and it's been a while, so I came out to talk about it a little bit. Mostly the same stuff I've been talking about. Maybe a little different take on some of it. Well, the wind is picking up, so I moved inside. Shoot out the window here. So I'm going to read the board. Nurat Surat. The seeking of inner light, the seeking of inner sound. This is a big part of many religions. I know the original Eckankar tried to make it sound like it was unique to them. Of course, that was mostly based off the Radhasomi and some other movements. And so it's been around for a long time, obviously, in the East. The seeking of inner light, seeking of inner sound. And of course, all mystics have always seeked visions and stuff like that. Most of us would be happy to get a little bit of inner light or inner sound, not just a grandiose vision. But what is the line there? And the impetus for this is I was watching a video on someone else's site where the guy asked us in a question, and of course he didn't get an answer from the guy who was putting it out. And the guy did a little thing on inner sound, and he was the only one talking about it, of course. Of course, a lot of people talk about inner sound. Anyway, he was saying how great he was and all that, and that's what I don't like about this guy. He's kind of got a real inflated ego. He doesn't really try to. He doesn't try to present it, but kind of sneaks out, I'm not going to say who it is. The same guy who jumped on the bandwagon about, don't go to the light when you die. He jumped on that bandwagon. But on the other hand, a lot of his other lectures I really like. There's just a few things I'm picking at, so I'm not going to even mention who it is. If someone wants to guess, I'll tell you if you're right, but he's not real popular yet. This guy's been kind of growing in popularity, though. Enough of him, but yeah, he didn't answer the question. Someone asked the question, how do I distinguish? Are you talking about tinnitus? Are you talking about the ringing in the ears, the normal ringing in the ears? What is this inner sound you're talking about? Is it different? Or is it part of it? Is it? And he never answered, and it's a shame he didn't, because it's, that's a question a lot of people want to know, really. We all have a little bit of tinnitus, and most of us don't, this little ringing in your ear. And mostly you don't even notice it, for most people don't even notice it until it starts to come up, or you're in a really quiet place. Then you might start to notice it again. Turkeys are creeping in if you catch them coming in from the right here. So tinnitus is kind of a normal ringing of the ears. I have kind of a theory about how it all works. You've got little hairs in your ears, and they're all different lengths. Down your cochlea, they get smaller and smaller, farther down into the cochlea, way into their high frequencies. It seems to me that sometimes when you hear like a high pitch in one ear and it kind of lasts for a minute and then it turns out, it can be any frequency pretty much. That's like a hair in your ear being pried free, popping up and coming back online, so to speak. That's all I really think that is. There's a lot of people think that, if you hear a tone in the left, it means something versus hearing it in the right. To me, that's, 90% anyway, is it's all to do with the cochlea and the little hairs trying to restore themselves. And I wonder if that's what the ringing, the real high-pitched ringing is, too, is a lot of damaged hairs. Because, us adults, as older you get, you tend to lose the high end of your frequency response. It tends to roll off. So, and tinnitus can be a real annoying thing. The more you notice it, the more annoying it gets. And so if you're looking for the surat through that tinnitus, how do you distinguish it, and where do you draw the line exactly between sounds that you hear as tinnitus and sounds you hear as inner sounds? And of course, inner sounds, people are looking for sounds like the ringing of bells, not too different from tinnitus. The rushing of waters, not real different from tinnitus sometimes, if you let it sit in right. Violins is something people are, if they get way up there, they claim to hear. Different sounds like that. I've heard the rushing of waters and the ringing of bells, but that's about it. In full conscious meditation anyway. Wow, I got quite the herd coming in here. I counted 45 in the one herd. This might be them again. There's quite a few here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. They're like in twos. 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's going to be at least... Wow, they keep coming. I'm not going to count them all. Getting too far off subject, take too much time. Anyway, hypnagogic imagery is something I talked about last time. So just as well as we have to pick out tinnitus from the voice of God or Surat, we have to pick out hypnagogic imagery. We have to draw a line there too. What is just, burns in my retina. I look at a bright light and I close my eyes to see a big bright burn in my, I see a hypnagogic image, so to speak. Now, hypnagogic actually means sleep-inducing, so it's kind of a misnomer. It's not a great term for what we're really trying to talk about. Basically, any imagery you see with your eyes closed. But we're talking more or less like real imagery, not something off in dreamland, almost physical or semi-physical senses engaged, not way out there in dreamland, wherever that is for you. That's usually we talk about the astral realms for dreams. So hypnagogic imagery, kind of a similar thing. And then people can get fooled, maybe you got real hypnagogic, I can't even say it, hypnagogic imagery, or maybe this light is actually something you should be looking at from medical, light from a detached retina. People describe that they get this real bright light. Sometimes I worry, if I saw something like that, or if I had, or if in meditation or something I had a little minor heart attack or a stroke. There's a tendency for people who are meditating and people are seeking spiritual things to sometimes misjudge these things. Maybe your tinnitus is Surat, maybe it's tinnitus, maybe there's something really wrong with your ear. Maybe there's something wrong with your heart, when you had that big, maybe you had a stroke. So, of course, people always wonder about Paul, when his big moment of light. So next, and kind of related to filters, is self-limiting, self-fulfilling, self-correcting, or in the past tense, so self-limited, self-fulfilled, self-corrected. And then I give kind of examples of each, but what I'm really trying to go with this whole thing is how people always say, there's lords of karma, there's lords of this and lords of that, there's all these different spirits and things doing this and that, controlling this and that. There doesn't need to be. Almost everything is automatic. And even things around yourself, your self-punishment, your self-correction, there's really nothing else needed. It's just you, pretty much. Self-limiting. You'll see it when you believe it. That's what Wayne Dyer said. That's the best thing I could think of in that one. Self-fulfilling. Well, we've all heard about self-fulfilling prophecies. And fears tend to be self-fulfilling. You worry too much about cancer all your life, maybe you end up getting cancer. And money and everything else. And confirmation bias is another big thing in here. You tend to see what you expect to see. And that's not always a good thing, It can be a good thing or a bad thing. You got to think about that. You have to think about the law of one versus the law of attraction. And, of course, in this case, I'm mostly talking about law of attraction. Self-correcting. And that's what I've been talking about, over and over again. Observe and let go. Focus and let go. Notice and let go. So observe yourself from a detached, perpendicular type view. I always like to say perpendicular because it's like you're looking from the side view. You're not really in it. You're not looking from above. You're not the subject or the subjectee. You're just off to the side watching the thing play out. And how would somebody doing that judge you, or see you, I should say. And maybe see yourself in that light for a moment, and then just let it go. A lot of people talk about fearlessness, and I think that's kind of ties into everything above here, really. If you're fearful, you limit yourself, you're self-limiting, you're not self-fulfilling, and you're not self-correcting either, because you're kind of shorted out your feedback loop. You're not seeing yourself, from that side view. You have no feedback loop. You have no source of feedback to correct yourself with. Anywho, let me know what you think. Any ideas? Things you'd like me to talk about instead? Critiques, suggestions, different ways of looking at it, whatever. Love to hear from you guys.